All right, let's see HTTP requests and responses in action. So open up Chrome and head over to google.com. Now we need to access Chrome DevTools. This is a very powerful tool used by front-end developers. So on the top, we go to View, Developer, Developer Tools. Now look at the shortcut. On Mac, it's Alt or Option, Command, and I. On Windows, it's obviously different, but remember the shortcut because it's much faster to access the DevTools via the keyboard. So here's the DevTools. The first time you see it, it might appear a bit intimidating, but trust me, it's much easier than you think. Throughout the course, you're going to learn more about the DevTools. So here we have a few different tabs: Elements, Console, Sources, Network, and so on. In this demo, we're going to go to the Network tab so we can inspect the network traffic to and from google.com. Now, by default, DevTools is docked to the bottom of the screen. We can dock it to the left, to the right, or undock it as a separate window. So over here, we can dock it to the left side. A lot of front-end developers like this layout. So they put DevTools on the left side and they have their website on the right side. Now in this demo, I'm going to undock it as a separate window so we have more space to work with. So let's undock it. Good. Now we need to refresh our website. As you can see over here, on Mac, we can press Command and R. On Windows, it's probably Control and R. Alternatively, we can go back to this window and press the refresh button. Now, back to the DevTools, look at all these items over here. These are the HTTP requests that are sent from our browser to google.com. As you can see, there are totally 45 requests, and here's the amount of data transferred over the network. So in this case, just over 94 kilobytes. Now look at the first item in this list. This is the first HTTP request that Chrome sent to google.com. As you can see, with this request, the browser wanted to get a document, and the status of this request is 200, which means OK. Over here, you can see the amount of data transferred over the network for this request and the time it took to get the response. Now, if we click on this request, we can see more details about it. So here on the Headers tab, we can see all the headers of our request and response. So here are some general headers like request URL, request method, which is GET, status code, that is 200, we talked about it, remote address, this is the numeric representation of google.com. Now down below, we have response headers. There's so many headers here, you don't have to worry about them. But as an example, look at content type. We talked about this in the previous lesson. So the type of this response is text/HTML. Below that, we have the date and time of the response. Now, if we click on the preview tab, we can see a preview of the HTML document that is returned from the server. So this is the home page of Google. Now, in this HTML document, we have references to other resources like images, fonts, and so on. So all these subsequent requests are sent to download those resources. So right below the first request, we have a request for downloading a PNG or an image file. Here's another request for getting another image. We have two requests for getting two different fonts and so on. Now we can easily filter this list. So let's click on the filter icon here. By default, we see all requests, but we can filter by request type. For example, we can select doc to see requests for downloading HTML documents, or font to see the requests that were sent to download fonts and so on. Next, I'm going to show you how to create your first HTML document.